Yeah, he did, and he's so good. He just constantly hits like
Yeah.
25 home runs, has a great on-base percentage. He's good OPS all the time, and he's a good defender. Hello, welcome to the 450 Dead Center channel. Chris here with Daniel. We're talking not about free agents, but just a little bit. We're talking about the Blue Jays today because Cody Bellinger just signed with the Chicago Cubs. Let's go. Not a Cubs fan here. I just don't want Bellinger. So yeah, we're talking about who will play center field for the Jays in 2023.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, Chris, screw you. Bellinger's gonna have a sick year. Watch.
Can't wait for him to stink.
And B, yeah, it's a big question mark right now for the Jays. I mean, there's a lot we could talk about, but before we start, make sure everyone hits that subscribe button and drop a like.
Yep. And comment. Comments. Do that. Comment whatever you want. Be like Alejandro Kirk should win MVP. You can do that.
We're gonna heart every comment.
Yes, so. All 5 of them that we get. Let's go.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Center fielder for the Blue Jays.
Yes. I mean, there's a lot we can do. Do you want to start with possible free agents first? Then we can go into trades and.
Yeah, I mean, we could even just start with the guys on the Jays team if you want.
Yeah, let's start with that. Let's start with the Jays guys on the Jays team first. I mean.
Yeah, I mean George Springer.
George Springer's really the only one I trust right now in there.
Yeah, I mean, I have heard rumors that Bo Bichette could theoretically get moved to the
Please
outfield.
no. Please no.
And then we sign a free agent like Carlos Correa. But, that's not official, and there's, no backing to it besides, fake verified Twitter accounts, so those are cool.
Please. I'm just trying to pull up, I'm just trying to pull up Fangraphs right now so we can see, an updated or a current situation of the Jays right now.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few guys. I think Gabriel Moreno could potentially play. You could throw, Biggio maybe in center field, but I don't want that.
No offense to Biggio, but I want him to stay in the infield.
Yeah, I mean, but he could be a good backup outfielder. He played a couple innings.
Yeah, you know what? Backup, fine. But I want Bo in the infield. I don't want Bo in center field.
What's with the Jays moving outfielders infield? We're gonna put Moreno out there. We already have Gurriel out there. Just if you're not an infielder, you're an outfielder, basically.
I mean, obviously, right now, George is the number one guy, right?
Of course,
it's pretty obvious he's the number one guy.
But he's not going to play 162 games in center field.
That's the thing, and I think especially with him getting older. Sorry to cut you off there.
That's okay.
I think especially with him getting older, his values when he's in the lineup, and if we have to protect him a little bit by putting him in right,
that's okay.
We gotta do that, and he plays a pretty good right field. Some of the plays we saw him making right this year were really, really good.
I was gonna say, I'm like, what happens if we move Teoscar to center? But I'm like, oh wait, he's not on the Jays anymore.
A little post-depression Teoscar trade.
It's okay.
But besides Springer, there's not really anyone I would trust.
No, I mean we had Tapia, we had Zimmer, but they're gone. Yeah. So.
But you could replace those guys easily.
Literally, Kevin Biggio probably is.
He's if not equal to one of those guys.
Yeah, if you combine Tapia and Zimmer's bat and then glove together, you get Kevin Biggio.
Yeah, I think actually Zimmer was really good defensively.
Yeah, he's great. He's great. Yeah.
But
he couldn't hit.
Yeah, no, sorry, I don't want to move Lourdes to center. No. I don't think that's the right idea.
Though his arm out there would be awesome.
His arm would be good, but he's already very shaky in.
Yeah, I don't want him playing center.
Where is he? Left field. Sorry, I don't know why I'm blanking there.
Yeah, so let's move on to let's do free agents because there's a couple. There's there's Kevin Kiermaier, Brandon Nimmo. That's about it. But
those are the top 2 right now in center field. I mean,
it's really a big drop off from first to second.
Yeah, it's really I just pulled up on Fangraphs, MLB tracker, free agent tracker, kind of the free agent center fielders. Basically, Nimmo's number 1.
Is Jackie Bradley Jr. a free agent?
Yes, that was good. Okay. Nimmo's number 1, and then Kiermaier's number 2.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's Jackie Bradley Jr., Billy Hamilton, Lewis Brinson, Jonathan Davis.
He used to be a J.
Yeah, it's very underwhelming. And I mean, even the rest of the outfielders, there's AJ Pollock. He can't play center field anymore. He's a little too old, right?
Old. Not even that good defensively.
Yeah, Corey Dickerson can't play center field. Tyler Nyquist can't play center field. You know what I mean? They're all corner outfielders with these guys.
Yeah, so realistically, there's 2 people we can sign. It's obviously Brandon Nimmo, the number one in my
Yeah,
opinion, like
especially
center
with
fielder.
Bellinger off the market.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Bellinger. He
Um,
was a center fielder, right?
yeah, and
So
I think also we have to keep in mind here if they're going to sign an outfielder, it's got to be a left-handed bat.
it has to be. It has to be, and we'll talk about that a little bit later with trades. But yeah,
Yes,
so what are the odds you think we could get Brandon Nimmo? Because today the Jays did mention that they are okay with going over the luxury tax, which we're not even close. We're close, but not like on the threshold of the
like
luxury
a
tax.
big free agent signing would put us over 100%.
Yeah, like what, like 35 plus million or something like
So
that?
like another like even Gosman kind of signing would put us over. I'm
It
pretty
would,
sure.
okay, so that's not bad.
Once you fill in like everything else, like all the minor league guys and everything, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, but with that being said, like I before the Degrom signing, if you asked me, I'd say they have a pretty good shot.
Hmm.
But now that Degrom signed with Texas, and that the Mets have all this money
Oh,
that they were
they
gonna,
just paid Verlander, remember?
it did just pay Verlander, yes, but they had all this money that they were gonna give to Degrom and Nimmo.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? I think the Mets keep Nimmo. I really do. I don't think he's going anywhere.
As a Jays fan, I would absolutely love it if we don't keep him. I'm gonna be on. We keep him and the Mets don't keep him. That would be
Yeah.
great. But it's hard
I
to
mean,
see.
ideally, like if he wants to come here, great. But I think he's gonna get more money there, and I also think he's
Hmm.
gonna get the years that he wants. I think if he comes to the Jays, it's either gonna be A, like a ridiculously long contract,
Hmm.
or it's gonna be B, ridiculous like overpay. And like I
Okay.
know, like we talk about overpays, like because you're the Jays, you have to overpay, which is one of the downsides about being in Canada.
Fair,
But
fair.
fair, but it's gonna be like an overpay.
Yeah, and then going into 2023, it says the Jays' active total payroll at the moment. This is without signing all the minor league guys. This is really just with Springer, Gosman, Ryu,
But
Barrios,
basically the 40
Chapman.
man roster and a
Basically the four
couple,
man
yeah.
roster, minus like the arbitration guys like Vlad, Bo, Danny Jansen, and all those guys. And currently it's at 120.9 million. And then the competitive balance, what, 217, something like that?
Something around that,
It's
yeah.
233 this year. I just googled it.
Okay.
So we're pretty close. The Jays projected is 149, but then if you sign more free agents, all those guys, then you'll get up there to like 170, 180, 190, depends how many guys you
Yeah,
sign.
we're
So,
probably looking close to 200 if they want to be competitive here.
but if it's at
And
233 million, that's like
yeah,
two, maybe three big free agents to sign.
like to get Nimmo here though, like I'm just looking, his market value right now I believe is like 22 million roughly.
Which
That's
isn't that
what,
bad, which would theoretically
yeah,
put the Jays at around like 144, but then you add like an
but
something like that. So
that's I feel like if the Jays have to get say they're going to get Nimmo,
hmm.
I feel like you have to give him like 26, 27 million. Like you have to overpay a lot,
You definitely would, especially
right?
because he plays a prime position.
Or you go 21 million, but you're giving him like 9 years. You know what I mean?
That's
Like,
fair, but I mean, he would be roaming center field for a while. But then again, there's also the
yeah,
health factor because he's not the most healthy human being on the planet.
health
So,
factor plus you got to keep in mind you're gonna have to sign. I know obviously like there's gonna be money coming off the books, right? But I mean
Richard,
Vlad, like if the way Vlad keeps playing, we don't extend him soon, it's gonna be like a Mike Trout, Aaron Judge, Mookie Betts type deal. Like it's gonna be
yeah.
super expensive, right?
And don't forget, at the end of this year, I believe, or next year, I think it is, Otani becomes a
Yep.
free agent. The year after that, Juan Soto becomes a free agent. So you're gonna see real big contracts. And Vlad, if he's still a free agent, then he's gonna be like, well, these guys got this much, so Vlad will be
That's what I mean.
asking
Like the
for a lot
Jays
of
got
money
to be
too.
careful with who they give the money to,
Hmm.
because like Nimmo's great. Don't get me wrong, but I rather have Vlad over Nimmo any day,
Oh, 100%.
any
Every day of
day,
the week. Any day of the
right?
week. Yeah.
And I love Nimmo. Don't get me wrong, but like you said, you mentioned a good point. The health factor is very important because if we already have a guy who can't stay completely healthy in George Springer,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
If we bring another him like him in Brandon Nimmo, like what are we gonna do? Rotate them in center and right field? Like that's a great idea, but
But I mean, I would if you sign Nimmo for like 27 million a year, I kind of want him playing center field every day.
Exactly. If I'm
Yeah.
signing this guy for 27 million, he's got to be my everyday center fielder.
Exactly,
But
exactly.
moving on, I want to get to the trades because I think
Yes.
that's where the Jays center fielder thing will come. I think Kevin Kiermaier is a real possibility, but I think he'll be a fourth outfielder.
Yeah, I would not want Kevin Kiermaier playing center field every day for us. He's
No,
great
but
defensively, but he can't hit.
yeah, fourth outfielder, I think, is where Kevin Kiermaier is, and I think it's a great pickup if the Jays can get him for a reasonable price.
Exactly. Yeah.
If not, I say we just go get Tapia again, put him as the fourth outfielder.
Yeah, why not? Sign Zimmer. Sign Jackie Bradley Jr.
Yeah.
again. They already know the team. Zimmer's great defensively. Do not let him hit, but it's whatever.
Exactly. Like that fourth outfielder is just going to be if one of them needs to DH kind of day off kind
exactly.
of thing, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Right? But trades, I want to move in here, and there's one guy I want to talk about. There's actually two guys I want to talk about.
I think I know who it is.
They've been really linked to the Jays in trades.
Mm-hmm.
The first one, and this is the guy I want. It's Brian Reynolds. The Pirates.
He's so good. I want him so badly.
I really want Brian Reynolds, switch hitting guy. I'm a huge Brian Reynolds guy. I think
he plays center field.
He plays center field, switch hitter. He's 26, 27.
27. He's so good.
And I think he's still got 2 years of arbitration because he came to the majors late.
Yeah, he did. And he's so good. It just constantly hits 25 home runs, has a great on-base percentage. He's good OPS all the time. And he's a good defender. So, and he does that all when he's playing in Pittsburgh as well.
That's what I mean. Like, he's the guy in Pittsburgh. You bring him here, you're not the guy. You're like the sixth guy.
Yeah, he's going to be like our ninth guy in the batting lineup.
I know. And like last year, he had a sneakily quite good year.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't compared to his 2021 season, but his 2022 season, he had 262 with a 345 on base.
So good.
461 slugging and an OPS plus of 126.
Very good. 26% better than the average MLB player. But the thing is, being that good will require quite a big haul of prospects to trade for.
Yes, but no. And this is my theory.
Okay.
Because the Pirates are in such a mess.
That's fair.
Right?
Yeah.
They're a mess. I love you, Pittsburgh. As you can see, I'm a Penguins fan, but your guys are a mess in terms of baseball there.
Yeah.
Jays have 3 catching prospects. And
we do.
Gabriel Moreno is so high in potential right now that I think you could trade him for Brian Reynolds and like a reliever.
Really?
Like that's how much value I think Gabriel Moreno has. Because the Pirates are willing to wait for Moreno.
They are. They would be because they have O'Neal Cruz and that's about
exactly.
it right
now. And the only thing is like the Pirates do have a catching prospect in Henry Davis.
Right, they do have him.
Right,
he was a number 1 pick in the draft.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's kind of keeping it out of it. But I mean, Gabriel Moreno is a top 5 prospect still in MLB. Like
I think he was number 1 at one point.
Yeah, like he's still a top 5 prospect. He's still young as anything, and the Jays kind of don't need him. You have Jansen, you have Kirk.
We don't need him. As crazy as that sounds, like the number 1 prospect in baseball, according to some websites, and Jays are like, you know what, we can get rid of him. That's
what I mean. Like, he has so much weight. You have these catchers in front of him that are really, really good. They're phenomenal. I love Jansen, I love Kirk, and I love Moreno. They're all 3 of them are good, but Moreno's just kind of in the back. He's at the end of the road right now.
Can't believe we're saying that.
I can't believe we're saying that, but the way the Jays are built right now, like they got like a 5-6 year window, and I don't know if Moreno will develop in time. And Reynolds is so good. He's coming off not 1 but 2 really good seasons because the year before he was an all-star and hit over 300.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind. And he had a 150 OPS plus. So yeah, and the Jays need pitching, and I'm just trying to I was just trying to find guys that the Pirates have on their roster really quick. And I can't. I'm just just about to come up with it, but
yeah. So actually, I just pulled up MLB trade values, and Brian Reynolds has a value of 59.9, and then Gabriel Moreno has a value of 53.7. So the Jays need to literally get like six value in there. So who could the Jays throw in to get that extra 6 market value? Let's see. Who's somebody with around 6? Let's get rid of the catcher because I don't need that.
I mean, like you could probably throw in like another prospect. Like they're going to want and it doesn't have to be a high guy because the Pirates are willing to wait so much. Like that's where I see this trade working so well. Plus, it solves the Jays' needs. Reynolds is an everyday outfielder. He's a switch hitter. He's a contact hitter. With a little bit of pop, don't get me wrong, like 20 plus home runs is nothing to shy away from. If he's hitting 20 plus, I don't know what he hit last year. I can't.
Yeah, you could throw in like
Yeah.
Anthony Bass, something Jimenez for like a 4 value. You could throw in like Zach Pop, who's got a 6 value, instantly put that up there. But then again,
Yeah.
this is also not the be all end all for trades, this website.
Like, who knows? The Pirates might like Moreno so much that they're willing to do that deal 1-for-1.
Exactly. And the only thing, like you said,
Right?
is because they do have Henry Davis. So, I mean, they would have 2 solid catchers for the future, but,
Yeah.
you know.
The other option I heard, and this has been going around on, I think, Ben Nicholson Smith's podcast and Blair and Barker, and that's trading Danny Jansen to the Cardinals for either
like
Dylan Carlson or is it Lars Newbar? Lance Newbar?
Lars Newbar. He's a center fielder, right? He's a center fielder.
It was either him or Dylan Carlson. They were kind of going back and forth between the two.
Cardinals.
The only thing I don't like about that is I like Jansen's defensive ability, and I kind of want to keep him in the lineup because of that.
Yeah, for sure.
And he's not a terrible catcher. Like, he hits 250, whatever.
I don't care. He's great. I like him.
Yeah, he's great. He's fantastic defensively. And Lars Newbar, I think that's his name. He's either Lars or Lance.
It is Lars. Carlson.
It's Lars, and he's only been in the league for a small sample size, but I know his like bail rate and like all the advanced analytics are like through the roof in that stretch.
Really?
Yeah, like he was in like the 99th percentile in bail rate, like 98th percentile in hard hit or something. Like, he was ridiculous in the analytic department.
Yeah, so Danny Jansen actually has... Oh, I didn't remove Renner. But Danny Jansen has a trade value, apparently, of 24.9. And then Dylan Carlson is 49.9. I don't think they'll trade him. Lars Nootbaar is 32.8. So you could do a 1-for-1
You would have to throw... Obviously, like, you're going to have to throw in some pieces here or there. Like, we might give up something. We might get something back, whatever.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
There's obviously fine details. This is just the meat and potatoes of the trade.
Yeah, but would the need for a Cardinals catcher like overweigh just them getting rid of an outfielder because they need a catcher?
I would think so, because it's like the Cardinals have a ton of outfielders. I didn't realize how many outfielders they actually have. Like,
plenty.
We just named Nootbaar and Carlson, right?
Tyler O'Neill.
Tyler O'Neill's another one that jumps off to my mind right off the top of my head.
Yeah, I mean, they just got rid of Harrison Bader too. So
got rid of Harrison Bader. That's how, like, and I'm pretty sure they have 2 or 3 more top prospects in the minors that they're
looking good.
That they're like willing to.
They got a guy named Baez in the minors, a guy named Cho in the minors.
Baez, yeah, like they got guys in the minors that they can call up. So it's kind of like Jays have a surplus at catching. Cardinals need that.
Yeah.
Cardinals have a lot of outfielding. Jays need that. So
Cardinals,
it kind of works.
We trade with that team a lot too, so I think there's a good relationship between the front offices. So maybe something good could happen.
Exactly, and out of those two, I don't like. Those are just the 2 kind of trades I'm thinking off the top of my head. I would want personally Brian Reynolds. Yeah, I want Brian Reynolds. I'm a huge Brian Reynolds.
He's also very established too.
Yes, that's the only thing. Nootbaar is great with the analytics and all that, but I mean, will he do it again? Will he do it in the AL East? Like, no offense, you were playing in the NL Central, but like,
I mean, to be fair, so was Brian Reynolds, but yeah.
Yeah.
But he did it on a bad team, so
exactly. He did it on the Pirates. This guy did it on the Cardinals. A little different.
Exactly. He gets pitches to hit sometimes. Yeah.
But other than that, like I'm trying to think of guys to bring, like guys to trade for that kind of fit the Jays off the top of my head.
That's about it. Like,
that's anything else.
I mean, we could go for Aaron Judge, but what? I don't think we're gonna do that. I mean, he's
and I don't think we're trading for Mookie Betts. So
no, definitely not. I mean, we could go to the Yankees and snag up Harrison Bader. But
at that point, let's just sign Kevin Pillar again.
Yeah, let's go for it. Let's do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Mike Trout,
great. I think that's where we should wrap it up, Chris.
Yeah,
make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button down below. Let us know what you guys think about the Jays situation in the outfield. Who should we get? And we'll see you guys all next time.